there, and welcome to Sales Mastery. I want to give you just a tiny glimpse of the show that's going to be broadcast today on the amazing Women of Power radio station. And so I want to talk about the 5 ways that we sabotage our sales. And they are not necessarily the ways we think that we do that. So there are 5 areas, and I'm going to be talking about them in depth on the show today. So I really want you to go ahead, click on that link that's here in the comments. If you're joining me live, I want to thank you for joining me live. If you're listening to the replay, then please do go ahead and comment in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this. 5 ways that we sabotage our sales. One of the first ways that we do that is that we rush into our day. We get up, maybe we stayed up late the night before, or we were just too tired, or the kids kept us up. Whatever the case is, we rush into the day. We don't take time for self-nurturing activities like exercise and meditation or prayer, or both. See, these things are really important because they help us get grounded before we head off into the day. They help us from feeding anxious thoughts and worries because we get a good start. Exercise clears our mind. Meditation, of course, helps us get really grounded. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you spend time. I actually, on my calendar, have 30 minutes that I spend every day on exercise, and then another 30 minutes on prayer and meditation. Now, if that's too much for you, not to worry. You go ahead and you do what you can squeeze into your schedule, even 5 minutes. They've said that even 10 minutes of walking is good for your health. So do whatever you can, but make sure you take time to nurture yourself and take care of yourself. Now, the next thing to help you that we sabotage ourselves is that we're not very gentle with ourselves. We have these big goals, but we don't seem to be able to reach them. And so what do? We get down on ourselves. Well, I should have, woulda, coulda. I shoulda, woulda, coulda. But the fact of the matter is it's so important to be gentle with yourself. It takes time to change behavior. And it's uncomfortable when you're first starting to change behavior. So you must be gentle and patient in order to help yourself grow and to internalize the new behaviors. You'll get past the discomfort and it will become more like second nature to you. The next thing is to set priorities. I know we hear this all the time, but the fact of the matter is when we hit the desk, there could be all kinds of things firing off at us. People wanting this, or this is happening, or this is urgent. But if we set priorities, then we can make sure that the one most important thing we accomplish that day gets done. And that's what we want. Yes? Of course. That's what we all want. The next thing is, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this one because this is one I think a lot of us, especially in sales and business, have a hard time with. And that is saying no to people. I know it's an area I struggle in. I want to help as many people as possible. But sometimes when I'm reaching out to people, I'm dealing with a person who I can't help, but I'm trying to help. There's a guy named the Sales Hunter. His name's Mark Hunter, and he and I were just talking about that this morning, how we sometimes will spend time with the wrong people and we'll try to make a deal work with them when in essence we have to recognize that they're not our ideal customer. And sometimes we have to be willing to walk away from a deal in order to get better, high profit deals. But even in our personal life, especially if you're a mompreneur or a womanpreneur, our tendency is to want to help everybody again. But the problem we run into is that we run out of resources to take care of ourselves, and we're really not effectively able to help other people. That's just a fact of life. And if we really want to help other people, we have to be honest with them. And we need to be honest with ourselves and say no. My mentor, Raven, what she tells me is to keep two jars, or two marbles, two sets of marbles, a color I like and a color I don't like. And then I have a jar in the middle. And when I say no to someone that gives me the ability to say yes to something bigger, I take a marble. In my case, I actually use buttons. I take a button out of the color that I like and I put it in the jar. If I say yes, I take a color that I don't like, that button, and that goes in the jar. And it's a very physical reminder of what I want to accomplish. There's an old Buddhist story about a monk who was trying to become better at focusing and clearing his thoughts. And so he always wanted to be thinking good thoughts and not evil thoughts. And so his master told him to get pebbles. And for every evil thought, he had to put the pebble into a jar. And for every, actually not the good thoughts, just the evil thoughts. And what happened was, the more he noticed the evil thought, the less likely he was to engage in it the next time around. And what happened is he began replacing the evil thoughts with the good thoughts because he was tracking it physically with these pebbles. So maybe just make a note when you are saying yes when you ought to say no. Don't judge it. Don't get down on yourself. Simply notice it. And then notice the change in frequency as you continue to become more and more aware of it. Last but not least, I'm going to be talking about think time. Think time. And so you really want to listen to what think time is all about. Great men like Robert Kiyosaki and Keith Cunningham use think time in order to help them build strategies that they will execute and improve on their business. Well, I want to thank you for joining me at 10:30 Central Standard Time today, Thursday. You can listen to today's episode. Basically, it's about time management, but it's more about the ways we sabotage our own efforts. Thanks for joining me and have a wonderful day.